how to start a small home business. Welcome back. I'm Ted Thomas, and for the past 30 years, I've been involved in a home-based business. Now, in this episode, I'm going to reveal a number of ideas and show you a lucrative small home business that generates six-figure income if that's what you'd like to earn. If you want to earn a six-figure income, stay tuned because I'm going to show you how on this particular video episode. It's not unusual, but the United States Small Business Administration keeps some pretty darn accurate records. And they reveal that 50% or more of the businesses are small businesses. So that's really an important part of our economy, and that's where you'll be getting started. So that also means that it's going to be competitive. So you want to have a business where you can make money right away, and I'm going to show you that today. Now, this episode is going to give you dozens of possibilities. I could take a lot of time to discuss a lot of small businesses, but I'm not going to talk to you about pet sitting, making chocolate cakes, or 6,500 other small business things that you could do from home. They're all time consuming. They don't make enough money. I'm going to talk to you about making serious money, which is where I started. I believe that you ought to be able to make $100,000 a year working from a quiet, small business and in your home. Everyone should be able to do that. Now, how are you going to learn an income-producing business? You're going to learn that from someone else, or you're going to get experience working from someone else, or you're going to go and study. But getting started means you first need to start out with inventorying your skills. What are your skills? What are your talents? Do you already have a profession? Do you already have a craft? What are you willing to do about that? Do you have some things that are transferable to the business you're going to go in? The whole idea is you need to either create those skills or you need to get someone to help you with those. All right. Creating those is more important than getting a helper right away. Why? Because you want to know what you're doing to be in this small business. Now, small business is not complicated. It's doing two things, two very important things. One, it's solving problems, but two is solving problems that people will pay you to solve. So you don't want to just be problem solving for whatever. You want to solve problems for other people. People will pay you if you can solve their problems. And I'll demonstrate that today, how the local government in your county will pay you if you'll help them solve a problem. So I'm a business guy. So I'm going to get you involved and suggest you get involved in a subset of the real estate business. Now, what's the traditional real estate business? It's homes, as you know, real estate brokers, agents, and whatever. It's also residential buildable lots. It's sometimes small farms, sometimes small office buildings, but it's mostly homes. All right, now this business has been around for decades, and what I'm going to show you is a subset of that business. All right, now it's possible with a little determination and concentration for someone to make $25,000, $50,000, even $100,000 working from home part-time in this business of tax liens and tax defaulted property. Now, I'm not the guy that's going to tell you about start a sewing and alteration business at home. I'm not going to try to tell you to save your way to wealth. I'm not going to tell you to park your car so you don't spend a lot of money on gasoline. I'm going to tell you, let's go out and make some money. So what are we covering today in this episode? In this episode, I'm trying to answer the question best I can, how to start a small home business. Okay, now I've been teaching and guiding people for the last 25 years. All right, for 30 years, I've been involved in real estate, which is a subset of the traditional real estate, and I call it tax liens and tax deeds. All right, now if you want to make real money, you're going to have to get some people to help you out. You should think about having a coach, a guide, a mentor, but you certainly want to go to experienced people. Don't go out and make a lot of mistakes and invest your money and not know what you're doing. Now, you don't need to spend a lot of money on a fancy office. You can put a desk in your garage if you want, or you can start with a small bedroom. What you need to do locally is kind of check the laws, check out with the homeowners association where you live, or check out with the county, find out if there are any rules. Sometimes the county or the city will have environmental rules or noise rules. You want to find out if it's okay to have a business at home. In most cases today, you can have a business in your home, but you have to be cautious of how many people are going to park there and things like that. I mean, you're not going to be able to work 35 people out of a home office. That's not going to work, but you're getting the idea. You need to do a little checking with the government. You don't want to break the rules. You want to do it right. So what is your skill level? That's what's important. What are you experienced at doing? If you already have a profession, that's great. Can you create problem-solving products with that or problem-solving services? Well, then you got something to sell. So if you already have a craft and you're already trained, well, that's going to help you out. If you don't have one, you're either going to have to get one or work with someone who has the skills and learn how to do it. But having a home business is certainly what's going on in America today. So what level of income do you want? Well, I tell people, look, let's teach you how to make $25,000, $50,000, and even $100,000. People say, oh, I never dreamed about making that kind of money. Well, start dreaming about it, because that's what I'm going to show you today. You want to learn how to make some real money, not to be doing part-time freelancer jobs where you're making $200 a week, $500 a week, and things like that. You want to make some real money. Doesn't your family deserve that? Yes, they do. Well, they want to be taken care of and have a good life too. So you need to think about how much money you're going to make. All right, now I'm not going to teach you to be a tour guide or a car detailer or a makeup artist. I'm going to teach you a subset of the real estate business. All right, so I'm going to discuss a small home business that anybody can do, and this is going to up your security right away, but you're going to have some planning, you're going to have some goal setting, and you're going to have to be really determined that you want to do that. Now, starting a business is easy. Sustaining the business is a whole other ballgame. So I know you want to be a good producer, and I know you want to take care of your family. So the business I'm going to talk to you about is a business that's a subset of the regular real estate business. It's called tax lien certificates. It's called tax deeds. Now, let's transition into that business a little bit so I don't run out of time. All right, so traditional real estate, as you know, it involves homes. It involves real estate brokers. It involves real estate agents. Okay, it may be small farms. It may be small office buildings, but it's mostly homes. So what happens if those homes don't pay the taxes? Well, many of them don't. And so what happens? Well, then in all 3,000 counties across the United States, the state legislature is going to mandate that the county levy taxes, then go ahead and collect the taxes. And if they can't collect the taxes, then the treasurer is going to confiscate that house and sell it to get the back taxes. All right, now these delinquent properties are in every county in the United States. A county with a very low population will have dozens of them. A county with a big population could have hundreds and even thousands every single year of properties that the people didn't pay tax. The local government, the treasurer, only wants to do one thing. They want to sell those properties. And what do they want to sell them for? They want to sell them for the back taxes. That means those properties could be sold for 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents on the dollar, and the treasurer will have canceled the mortgage. Now, folks, if you can buy a property for 10 cents or 20 cents on the dollar, and then you can sell it for whatever price you want, that means your margin could be absolutely huge. So these properties are sold 60, 70, and 80% below the assessed value in the property. So anybody could have a home-based business, and if they learned how to buy tax defaulted property, they could buy these properties and they could resell them, and you could do that from your home-based business. All right, think about that. You don't have to have a lot of employees. This goes on all year. How would you find them? They're in the newspaper. They're on the county website. Anybody can attend the auction. So let's review. All right, every county will have tax defaulted properties. How did they get that way? Those tax defaulted, there were people that either got sick or they abandoned the property or something happened they didn't pay. Now maybe they passed away, maybe they died and they're no longer paying the taxes. So if they don't pay the tax, the county will confiscate the property. Now the county doesn't want it. What are they going to do with it? They're going to sell that property at an auction. Anybody can attend the auction. Anybody can bid. How will you know about it? It'll be on the county website. It'll also be in the newspaper. All right, so you're getting the idea. So is it going to be a lot? Well, if your county doesn't have very many people, there'll be a few. In other words, dozens. All right, but if your county has a lot of people, large population, there's going to be thousands of these properties for sale. All right, now this website is all about tax defaulted property and tax lien certificates. And I'm Ted Thomas, and I'll close the video by telling you there's two things that you have to be cautious of. Number one, be sure that you've looked at the property. I don't know what you're going to get when you get there, but if you haven't had boots on the ground, there might have been a fire, there could have been a flood, it could be next to a chicken farm, so you want to make sure you've looked at the property. The second big caution is you want to make sure that you know what you can sell it for before you buy it. The beauty of this whole business is you can figure out what you're going to sell for before you ever buy it. I'm Ted Thomas. I'll see you on the next video.